Now to WDSU Investigates. The unit has been following a battle being waged near Uptown Universities between investors and longtime residents. And tonight, Chief Investigative Reporter Greg LaRose explains how this impacts not just people from those neighborhoods, but potentially taxpayers across the city. Greg?
It's called doubles to dorms. It's when a 1 or 2 family home is turned into student housing with a dozen or more tenants. And for residents here near the Uptown Universities, it's driving them to the breaking point.
Well, my parents bought the house when I was in 4th grade.
Ann Edmondson and Susan Johnson grew up across the street from one another, a few blocks from Tulane. Susan's family sold their house.
I kept trying to convince my family not to sell it.
And even though she no longer lives in the neighborhood, Susan is among the most vocal opponents of developers who are turning doubles into dorms.
Well, to tell you the truth, it's very painful to be here, but I can't think of anything else to do because this is an absolutely absurd situation.
At first glance, the situation seems to favor neighbors. Last year, the city put a special rule in place near campus. For every bedroom you add to a property, you also need to add an off-street parking space. There's very little room to do that, so doubles to dorms should have been effectively quashed. But neighbors say some developers are ignoring the rules. Here on Pine Street, for example, city code enforcement records show last month, inspectors were sent to check for an illegal addition. The case is still open.
You know, if somebody wants to buy 6 doubles and still use them as rentals, that's a different conversation than taking 1 double and making it into a 14-bedroom home.
The doubles to dorm trend is most active in the district of State Representative Amy Freeman. She says developers have found a weakness to exploit in city code enforcement rules. A one-time $500 fine for not adhering to the terms of their building permit.
And they work that into their cost of doing business. So as a businesswoman myself, I can see the business model, right? It's pretty clear. $500 is not much of an issue.
Freeman says she's working on a bill that would allow the city to charge that fine on a daily basis or one based on a percentage of the project's total value. Neighbors trying to stop the proliferation of doubles to dorms have tracked how many conversions have taken place, how many are planned, and who's behind these projects. Clerk of Court and city permit records show close to 30 renovations complete or in progress when the city put its off-street parking requirement in place. And some of the same developers have continued to spend big in the neighborhood.
Everything on Butte Street across from the side of my house, the entire block, is now rental properties.
So who's buying all of these properties? It's a mix of out-of-town and local investors. One of the most active locally is John Hamid. Clerk of Court records show LLCs connected to Hamid bought 12 properties near Tulane last year, and companies under his name have been involved in 27 transactions since 2018. Hamid didn't respond to interview requests for this story. Another local riding the doubles to dorms wave is Preston Tedesco, a real estate agent who's from a family of developers. Now, if you're like me and addicted to home improvement shows on TV, the name Preston Tedesco might ring a bell. He appeared on The Deed, where Sidney Torres helped finance Preston's first flip without Tedesco's family backing. Torres told WDSU he's no longer doing business with Tedesco and isn't involved in his university area investments. We reached out to Tedesco by phone, but he never followed up on plans for an interview. Tedesco's part of a partnership that bought this double-on for Rhett Street, where a renovation is in the works. Neighborhood critics fear the media rooms in these architectural plans could potentially be turned into bedrooms. City Councilman Joe Giarrusso has led efforts to curb doubles to dorms. He plans to add more clarity to restrictions already in place.
We are looking at now, probably within the next month, I would say by the end of February, introducing a motion to city planning to ask for some sort of overlay district that involves defining what a bedroom is.
These distinctions are important not just for enforcing permits, but also calculating the value of these income-generating properties for tax purposes. Orleans Parish assessor records show some recent renovations and expansions might not have been factored into the home values. Take this property on Lower Line, for example. Its building value decreased even though a 788 square foot wing was added in 2018. City records confirm 2018 plans to renovate the ground floor of this Palmer Avenue house. Its building value decreased this year. This means not only are the renovations not reflected in the home's updated value, the owner's property tax bills could actually be lower. It's salt in the wounds of neighbors like Ann Edmondson, who enjoy sharing the area with students but says the density that Doubles to Dorms brings comes at a cost.
The neighborhood has gotten a lot more trashy, a lot uglier. It's just not as pleasant as it used to be.
Opponents of Doubles to Dorms point out its adverse effect on affordable housing. Tenants are forced out when developers want to renovate and charge higher rents to students. And longtime residents say it's just another way the fabric of their neighborhood is being worn thin. For WDSU Investigates, I'm Greg LaRose.